and welcome back to my small little library. Today we're gonna talk about October's TBR, which was supposed to look slightly different, but then I went to the bookshop yesterday. We were out shopping doing different things, and we went into the bookshop and they had some nice books. And so I treated myself to a couple new books which I really want to read, so they are going to be in this TBR as well. Technically, I wanted it to be more horror book heavy. Now it's like a lot of like thrillers, horror books, and then two fantasy books, which are two I bought newly, which I'm really excited for. So yeah, it's not as horror, scary, heavy as it was the last couple of years, but I think that's fine. I'm doing some rereads, some horror book rereads, which I'm really excited about. Let's start with the books that are from my shelves already. The first one I want to read is A Case of Need by Michael Crichton. This is a medical thriller, because somebody dies in like a medical setting and kind of nobody wants to touch the case, and then I think it's our main character that comes in and looks into the case and tries to help, and that is what this book is. Hopefully it's good. I have no idea. I like Michael Crichton, though it has been hit or miss with him. Well, mostly hits, but also a miss up till now, so we'll see. And yeah, this is a really old copy that I got in like a book box, and we'll see how it is. And then the second one that was on my bookshelves already, that is a thriller, is Never Knowing by Chevy Stevens. It is kind of compared to Kathy Rice and Karen Slaughter, which are thrillers that I like. I cannot for the life of me remember if I already read this book or not. I bought this it's called, I don't know if you can see it, it's called Mangel Exemplar, which is a faulty copy of the book. These used to be sold in like the bookshop where I grew up, for like a couple of euros, so you could get them really cheap because they were already like had like kinks in them or marked pages or something like that. So I got this really cheap, and I thought I'd have read it, but when I read the blurb again, I couldn't remember anything from it. So we are going under the assumption that I haven't read this book yet. And yeah, this is about a woman who was adopted and she's now searching for her birth parents, and maybe she shouldn't have. That is the thrillery part of that. Then the next book I want to read is one that is technically on my TBR for September, but I am reading a different book that I bought on Saturday as the last book in November, as the last book in September. So I'm gonna put this back on the TBR for October, which is Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning, which is a horror slash thriller about a camp where our main character goes to because she had like a bit of an oopsie. She's like a TV star and she said something she shouldn't have, and so she's now in this camp kind of getting a break from reality because her life is going to shit. And then there is a murder that happens, and people are telling scary stories about like a little bit like Bloody Mary, but like a little bit different. And yeah, that's what this book is about, which I am looking forward to that, but the other one was like a little bit more exciting. And then let's talk about the two rereads I plan on doing. I do like to reread my favorite like scary stories for Halloween. I do, to be totally honest, I would love to do an It reread, but that book would take me the whole month and just that book, which obviously isn't really that interesting for you. So I don't know when I will do that, but I do really want to reread it, to be honest, because I love that book and I kind of want to go back into that world. But yeah, it's not happening this year. Maybe I can do that next year. We will see, but yeah, it's not likely to happen this year. So I chose two different rereads. The first one is Into the Drowning Deep by Myra Grant. This is mermaid horror, which is like one of my favorites. There's too little out there. Like, these mermaids are scary and they want to kill you, and I love this book. It's like one of the best horrors I've read so far, like for my personal taste. We have our main character, her sister got lost at sea, the ship came back empty, and ever since then she's tried to go out with the same company to kind of find out what happened to her sister. Her sister went out on a boat with like this TV crew to film a mockumentary about mermaids, and like our main character now goes as like a biologist. She works with like sea creatures, I think, something like that, a marine biologist, and so she goes out on the journey to find out what happened to her sister. And yeah, everything is like pretty scary and horrible from there. The mermaids are killing, and it is brilliant. If you haven't read this yet, it is, I personally feel like it is a brilliant horror book, especially if you want one that is set out on water and not on land, which I think, well, at least I haven't read many of that yet. So yeah, I love that. And then I picked a Stephen King because, to be honest, there always has to be a Stephen King reread around Halloween, and this year I picked Cujo. I don't remember much of this book, I have to say. I've read it once so far only, and yeah, I was kind of in the mood to do a reread of this. I do remember it being really like crazy, like this is Stephen King, you know, obviously. But yeah, the book, I felt so bad for the dog, for Cujo, but at the same time, it felt like a really cool book. So yeah, I've decided, because I remember so little, I'm gonna go back and reread Cujo. Because I do remember that I loved the book, I just don't remember much of the story. And now we're coming to the 3 newest books that I added to my collection, and the first one is a Stephen King, which kind of ironic, but he released a new short story collection, and I found it at my bookshop. It's called You Like It Darker, because people always tell him like, we want darker stories, and he was like, okay, you like it darker? Fine, so do I. So now you get darker stories, which I felt like was brilliant for Halloween and October. So yeah, hopefully this will be a whole lot of dark short stories. I love Stephen King's short story collections. I think he does really great with short stories. And these like really lend itself to like read a couple, read a different book, read a couple, you know, like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. So yeah, 2 Stephen King books in October, which is like a fair thing. And then we have 2 books that I bought because they're so pretty. The one I know nothing about, and the other one has a film that I haven't watched yet. So let's start with the one that has the film. I found this really beautiful copy of Key's Delivery Service. I have never watched the film by Studio Ghibli, but my partner loved it, and so yeah, I found this one. The book is by Aiko Kadono. I didn't know that the film was based on a book, so when I saw this on the shelves, I was like, brilliant, I haven't watched the movie yet, let me read the book and then watch the movie afterwards. So yeah, I have this really pretty cloth copy from Penguin, and on the back you have like, I need to peel the stickers off in Germany. They put stickers on the book. With a price, because obviously we need the German price, but yeah, it really annoys me. Sometimes it can damage the book, which is pretty bad. But I really love this, and there are not like big illustrations, but there are like there's a big illustration. I've lied. There's also big illustrations, but mostly they are like small little doodles on the side or like above the chapter. So yeah, it's a cute book. The movie is supposed to be brilliant, and so yeah, I decided what better to read about a witch on Halloween, even though it's like a cute story and not like a scary story. And then we have the book that I know next to nothing about, and that is The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Mochizuki, and it's translated by Jess Kirkwood. So this is, I think, a Japanese book. I'm actually not so sure, but my partner saw this and was like, man, that looks really cool from the cover. And I was like, you know what? Let me get it. It is about a coffee shop that is run by cats. And it sounded so cool. And it's a coffee shop that only appears where and when it is needed to help people set them on their path. And I felt like that was a brilliant idea for a story. So yeah, I picked this up. I think it's like a really, really pretty copy from the book. So yeah, except for like what is said in the blurb, I know nothing about the book. But yeah, I have seen a lot of like more Japanese books that I haven't picked up because I feel like a lot of the times they are quite sad books, at least the ones I've seen so far. And so I never picked one up because oftentimes when life is stressful, I'm not in the mood to cry with my book. But yeah, I couldn't say no to this one, and maybe it will bring me to a whole different genre. Like, obviously it's not a genre, but like to a whole different category of books. And yeah, so I picked up the English copy. I don't know if there was a German copy, but I was hopeful that maybe the English copy was a little bit better than the German one, which obviously I will never know, but yeah, we'll see, we'll see. And yeah, those are all of the books I plan on reading in October. I'm pretty excited for all of them, which is really, really great. That makes it a good chance for me to get through all of them. And yeah, I don't know, I'm excited for October. Also, it's my birthday month, which is also great, and I have the week off of work after my birthday, which means I have the last week of October as a vacation week, which is great. So I should get through all of these books, but you never know, but we'll hope. So yeah, if you've read any of these books and you want to leave your opinion of them down below, please do that. I love to hear what other people think of these books. Just do it spoiler free. And yeah, if you have any books you want to share that you will read this month, please do that below as well. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.